I mean, go ahead. Make fun of how simple it is. Make fun of my index card. But if you're going to make fun of that, you got to make fun of the index cards of the seven-figure earners who have simplified things, who are using this system. You've got to make fun of these Fortune 500 companies who ditched the consultants and gurus and experts and are now licensing this system to train their teams. Because in 2020 and beyond, this is what works. My hypothesis is real simple. Most professionals, most sales pros, entrepreneurs, however you want to think about it, they can get to a certain level of success simply combining their work ethic, right, their willingness to grind, with their skills and their talent. Whether those are natural skills or whether those are learned skills, right? You can get to a certain point, and you probably know you're at that point if you have some success. You know, you're successful maybe to the outside world, or you still have a job, right? You're still making money in what you're doing, but you know, as far as your talent goes and how good you are at what you do, maybe how intelligent you are, all that kind of stuff, you're just not where you should be, right? You're not uber successful. And the missing ingredient is a strategy. At a certain point, you can't just do more, grind, constantly change directions with every idea you have or email you read, right? You've got to learn how to intentionally sit down and figure out those efforts where you're going to get the biggest return on investment. It's like anything else that goes next level that has leverage, right? You can't just go. You've got to be intentional. You've got to figure out what are those 5 or 6 things I need to do every week. Ahead of time, you have to figure this out. What are those 5 or 6 things I need to do every week to get the biggest return on investment, for the compound effect to take over, and stop wasting so much time and energy? And the only way I've seen people be able to do that is to run an intentional business, to not only have a weekly strategy that is pre-planned, right, through, in my case, the pillar system, the way I teach it, but also on a daily basis, to have planned your day, thought about it, and then execute on that plan. Stop giving in to the urgent. Stop giving in and making decisions based on emotion in the heat of the moment. You can't be the CEO of your company, make great strategic decisions about where to put your time and energy, and then allow, when you become the employee, so to speak, or the operator, the executioner of the plan, you can't then change your mind, right? There's a reason the CEO gets paid so much in a company. The CEO of a company is the person who decides where to focus the company's time and resources. The strategy, right? Intentionally, what direction and where to put those. And because they do that, they get paid the most, because that's the most important decision any company, entrepreneur, sales pro can make, is where do I spend my time? Not only executing on things, but where do I spend my time in terms of getting better, right? Which skills should I be spending time on each week that, if I get better at, will give me the biggest return on my investment, right? You can't be the CEO and the employee and have this internal conflict. You've got to trust that CEO. You've got to have your weekly strategy, have your daily plan, and then execute on it, period. There's no glamorous freaking way to say this. I mean, you look at a fly dead on the windowsill. Now, why is that fly dead? Right? The fly isn't dead because it's no good at flying. It's great at flying. We freaking call it a fly, right? Because they're great flyers. They're fast, they're nimble, they're strong. They're great flyers. And their work ethic is unquestionable. They will fly all frickin' day. But that's not enough because you know what? That fly was pointed in the wrong direction. It kept taking its work ethic and skills and talents and hitting the window with it. Man, all that fly needs is to be turned a little bit. And if that fly turns and take that exact skill set and effort and point it toward the open door, the results are completely different. Yet looking at two flies, you can't tell the difference. This is why successful people have some of the hardest time in the world explaining why they're successful. Because on the outside looking in, it looks like they're doing the same things that you and I are. Right? It looks the same from the outside, but every unit of effort they put out, because it's predetermined, because it's high leverage, because it's strategic, has a huge return on investment. If you're operating without a strategy, I mean, I don't know what to tell you except for get a frickin' strategy.